I don't give a damn if you thought he was the best receiver in the class. It doesn't matter that he's 142 pounds. I don't care about the data of every NFL player who ran a 4.2 at the combine being a bust. This is why you draft Xavier Eugene Worthy in rookie draft. This is why. Jay Rich, right here, Patrick Mahomes. Let's do a little rollout. You know, we're gonna launch it across the field. Kermit the Frog. And look who's down there. Xavier Worthy getting past that. Oh, is that the number one defense? That's Steve Spagnuolo's defense, Jay Rich. Xavier Worthy down the field early in training camp, but I'm going to show you one better. Jay Rich, I'm going to show you one better. You ready for a better one than that? Because we know he can stretch the field, right? But can he play physical? Can he play physical? Well, let's watch right here. He is being grabbed. Watch, he's coming across the field. Grab, pass interference, draped all over him. Let's go. Get big, X. Yeah, see, Jay, this shit right here, man, it gets me tingling. This is football. Give me that, baby. I'm big. Touchdown. I don't care that you got the PI on me. You see X Worthy out there doing it, Jay, and people are excited. Cut the music, Jay. Cut the damn music. This is why people are excited. This is why you get a player like Xavier Worthy. Talk about it, Jay. The hype is there. The hype is real, baby.
I just need to know, Ray, do you think he's going to do that on Sundays? Because the biggest issue with Xavier Worthy is that he can do that, but it's a little few and far between for the contested catches for Worthy. It's probably one of the only holes in his profile. We know the speed is there. We know he can run great routes, but that is not something you will see very often from Xavier Worthy.
Hey, man,
so that was good to see. With Worthy, it's always, can we keep our expectations reasonable? It's not about getting overexcited or not, overdrafting for the potential what if, because we know the ceiling is phenomenally high. It's, can you just get a decent value and then hold for that eventual rocket ship, because it is coming. And as you mentioned in the clip alone, I mean, that sends his ADP through the roof. Last week when there was the bomb in practice, sent his ADP through the roof. Yeah. So this is going to continue to happen. So the big key here is,
he's a good player.
If you have him, hold him, don't trade him, because he's probably going to be great. And I do expect a big rookie year from Worthy. Every year we try to peg a guy in Kansas City, but I do expect him to do big things in this offense, because there is going to be opportunity, whether Rashee Rice is suspended or not. So I'm very excited for Worthy. I think there's a lot of good things for him. Ray, what do you think his ceiling is? Do you think we could see a Devon Achane type of ascension for Xavier Worthy in 2024?
I've seen this story play out time and time and time again. Those type of players who do those things, big plays, chunk plays, 50 yards, 70 yards, 80 yards, speed, those are the type of players that fantasy gamers cannot help themselves with. They just can't. We can't. We want the guy that's not dependent on 12 targets in order to score us points. The player that can literally change the math and an outcome in a game in one strike. And then when you have that type of player paired with this type of quarterback, right? Like, it's not just Xavier Worthy here that we're talking about. It's not just X Worthy that we're discussing. It's the fact that Patrick Mahomes for the past 2 seasons has been one of the worst at throwing the ball down the field, right? Yes. And it ain't his fault. It ain't Mahomes' fault. He's had trash cans with arms on the outside post Tyreek Hill. Literally just pick up the trash can and then put arms here, and that's MVS and Justin Watson trying to catch the ball. Trash can with goddamn arms, Jay Rich. That's MVS and Justin Watson.
I hope that's a clean bag, because you just.
It is not. It is not a clean bag of trash. The people come today. But the point is, Jay, this is not just about Worthy. When you've got this type of offense, you've got this coach, you've got this type of quarterback, your imagination is, hell, Mahomes is a walking 4,500-yard passer. He's launching 50 damn touchdowns a season. And you've got the fastest player in NFL history. And you also have this guy, Jay, because we're not just done. It ain't just X Worthy from KC. Look at this. Oh, yeah, number 5 right here. You know who that is? It's Hollywood Brown. And there he goes. Post, number 1 defense again, just right down the field. Look at him. Hit the stem. Boom. He set him up so beautifully. Great stem. Break it off. Split the safety in the corner. Touchdown. I mean, I am very excited for Patrick Mahomes. And the report and some beat reporters on Hollywood Brown. This is Patrick Mahomes. No one told me how much he can actually do on the football field, admitted Mahomes. He can run the over-the-middle routes. He can run really good routes, and he can run deep. It's not like fast. It's not like fast is the only thing that he can do. That's from Patrick Mahomes, Jay, talking about Hollywood Brown. So when you're just saying this offense and how this can turn over and be very good for everyone, I'm excited. And somebody in the chat asked about Rashee Rice and his suspension.
We'll know when we know. That's it.
I don't know if it's going to happen this year, man.
That's what we keep seeing, that more and more, that it may not happen. And I think the reason why that happened, Ray, and people in the chat, feel free to comment on this, because I don't remember if I saw this correctly or not, but he has a court date in like December or something like that. And so it was a similar situation with Kamara, because if you remember, Kamara had a court date scheduled during the season and they pushed it back to after the season. And then so there was no judgment because of that. So I think there could be potential for a similar situation where Rashee Rice doesn't have his court date till in season, and then they end up pushing it back, so he doesn't get suspended until after the judgment has come down on everything in terms of the case. So we may not see that, but I am very enthused by Hollywood, and we've made this comparison time and time again with Tyreek Hill, and it's not about the skill set. It's about talking about Tyreek Hill when he wasn't going down the field, when he was forced to do more underneath and shorter stuff with more yak ability. That was when he had 159 targets, 111 receptions, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. It's not the 1,700 we've seen in Miami, but this is when you saw Tyreek Hill develop into a complete wide receiver in Kansas City with a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of short passes, and that is the role that I believe Hollywood can fill very, very well, because the skill set is there. The elite speed doesn't have to be there to thrive in that role in Kansas City, and we've seen the success of that role for fantasy football. So I think if you look back to that 2021 season of what Tyreek Hill was forced to do and how they played him because there was so much too high against Patrick Mahomes, it forced Tyreek Hill to play different, and I think that Hollywood can live and thrive in a similar type of role. But yeah, I think that Hollywood would be my number one right now. And then the question is, Ray, would you take a bet on Worthy over Rice, especially if we don't think Rice is going to get suspended?
I don't think this is either this over that, or I just want pieces of that offense. All right, let's not be silly here. I see we got our first person. Shout out Pete Town 13. It's the first person that wants some attention today, so let me go ahead and give him some attention. He is blowing up the chat about how he knows Xavier Worthy is going to be pressed on the line, not going to be able to get open, hard pass. Okay, you don't like Xavier Worthy. Fine. Don't draft him. You don't have to draft him. But the reality is he's going to be on the field. He's going to have opportunity, and he's a talented player playing with the best quarterback in the NFL and the best play caller in Andy Reid. Don't overthink shit. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? If you want to take this player over him, fine. But ultimately, he's going to be on the field with the quarterback who's capable of throwing for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Go take Marvin Mims then. Get your 2,800 yards and pray to God that he gets 40% of it.